Hey friends, it is Michelle with Garden Jargon, and I'm doing one of my first unboxing videos ever, other than seed packets, because I have never financially been able to afford proper seed starting supplies. So this year I have saved through my non-for-profit and through my business and got enough money so that I can purchase some supplies. So I'm quite excited about this. For those of you that are coming back to my channel, thank you very much for your support. For those of you that are new, I am Michelle with Garden Jargon. I run a small business where I help consult for people for gardening, as well as I start seeds in my basement here, in my messy basement. I start seeds so that I can sell plants to people. And I usually grow varieties that you cannot find in the big box stores. So I like to experiment and grow different things in my garden throughout the season. So I love to share that with people. These boxes are from Greenhouse MegaStore. Greenhouse MegaStore, I think so. Let me see. Yeah, I was right. Greenhouse MegaStore. And they actually have a location in Illinois. I almost drove down there to pick it up if I would have saved on the shipping, but since I have a non-for-profit, I didn't have to pay for the shipping, which was beautiful. It was delivered by FedEx within 4 days of me ordering it, so they're very fast in delivery. But I wanted to share with you some of the supplies that I've used in the past, because I have been gardening for over 5 years now, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've used in the past and just got by with the skin of my teeth in growing with the supplies that I had. So do not let not having the proper supplies, like the best supplies, discourage you from growing. If you can grow in anything, grow stuff. Like just grow stuff. It doesn't matter what you use. Figure it out, because you can still grow food in whatever things you can find. I've grown in many different things and containers throughout the seasons, and I wanted to share some of those with you today. I've always grown in solo cups. I put a hole in the bottom of them. I use different sizes, and I use the trays and I set them in there and I grow plants. That is something that I've done since day one because I didn't have a lot of finances. What I did do was I purchased some of these. Nope, this ain't it. Where is it? Here it is. They were selling these at Home Depot. It's a 72 cell tray. Comes with 2 of these trays. You fill those with soil and you put your seeds in there, and then you just kind of mark your rows. So this might be one whole row of a variety of tomatoes, and this might be a whole nother row of variety of tomatoes. But I used these for years, and then I would take this plant out when it was mature enough, and I would repot them in here, which is called stepping up. So you take the baby plants out of here and you put them in here, and then they stay in here until you plant them in the ground outside. So I've used these for years. I was trying to eliminate a bunch of the step up process. But what I'm going to do this year is I think I will start a lot in these plug trays, because I do have several of these plug trays. And this is, I believe, 16 by 8, which I think is 128 cells. These take way less soil than these do. And if you keep them in these smaller containers when you're seed starting on a heat mat, which I've been able to invest in, the seeds germinate a lot faster with warmer soil. So if I can put 128 seeds in here and get them to germinate quicker, then I can step them up into the pots that I want to grow them in. I will still use a bunch of the solo cups. I'll try to use out my supply this year, because these are what I sell. I don't necessarily need the people that buy the plants to bring me the solo cups back, so they can toss these. So they're welcome to do that. But I will be growing in these plug trays, is what this is called. So I'll definitely do that. I did buy a bunch of these from Menards this year. They're $1.49 right now. These are the ones with no holes. And they're kind of fragile and flimsy, so you have to really kind of use ginger care with them, because if you go to try to pick it up like this and it's full, you're going to crack the side and then it's not going to hold water anymore. So you really have to kind of protect your investment, because trust me, I've been there. broke as a joke growing plants and didn't care. Using duct tape to tape up the trays. I've done it, trust me. And then I also had a friend donate these trays. You can see there's holes in them. They're very flimsy. They've been sitting out in the sun. They're cracked. So what I have done in the past, I've had a stack of these like this tall, and I use 2 for every tray of plants that I do. But what I've done is I cut plastic and put it on top of this tray and put this tray on top and push that down, and that makes it watertight. I've done that for the last 3 years because my friend was very helpful in letting me have some of these trays because he doesn't use them anymore. And he gave me some of the plug trays to go in here because it's considered a 6 cell, which means in one container it's 6. Like this is a 6 cell. So there's bigger ones that actually fit right in this container here. But that's how I kind of rig them so that I can use them here in my basement so that when I am watering them and stuff, they will hold water just like this tray would with no holes as well. So I think I purchased some more of these trays with no holes and it's in this supply. So hopefully I won't have to use those, but that is a last resort and I will utilize them. I also use these outside when I do transfer all the plants from my basement to my greenhouses outside. I will put them in these trays so that I can tap water them and it will drain through and go right through to grass through my greenhouses. So let's get some of these boxes. Oh, here's these 2. These were some of the ones that my friend let me use. Super flimsy, but they still work. So, and then some of them crack really bad, which at the time I didn't have a lot of them. I used tape to tape them so they didn't fall apart. And then when you buy plants from like Home Depot or something, save the cups. You can always reuse them. So, oh, I wanted to share with this to you also. Blinds. You're going to need plant markers to mark your plants. So I use blinds and cobwebs. I just cut my blinds to this size and I use little ones like this because when I'm seed starting this tray of things, there's usually a dome cover, a clear acrylic cover to keep the humidity in there until they germinate. And then I can stick this little short one in there so the dome lid doesn't get knocked off because these are too tall. So I always make little short plant markers and then I make these because these fit perfectly when you're using a cup, just like that. And I've used Sharpie marker, I've used pencil, I've used Sharpie marker with a piece of tape over the top because one year all my Sharpie marker disappeared off my plant markers. But I take the cup with the stabber, I call these stabbers, I put the plant in the ground and then I stick this stabber right next to it, and the rain and the sun beating on that will make the Sharpie disappear. So last year I used wax crayons or Chinese pens, just like this. You can get them on Amazon. I'm not affiliated with them at all. But you can get these pens and write on the blinds and it does not wash off. So that's just a little tip. And then let's get in these boxes. I have no idea what's in what. I'm just excited that I got it. FedEx came. I didn't even realize they came because I put it at the end of my driveway. I had no idea that they even arrived. Oh, these are the little cups. So I got 3, I think they're 3.5 by 3.5. But these are the cups that I got for this year. And they will fit in these trays, just like this. And they are thicker. You can keep them and save them and wash them and use them again the next year. Just like this. See? Just like that. So I got those. Box is all kind of broken. Oh, this is my netting. Oh, my soil blocker. Oh, that feels good. That's nice. These, I got a couple of, just like that, that actually hold the little cups in there. So they will fit. In these 10 by 20 trays, just like that. So it's a little bit more sturdy, it's not as flimsy, and then when I get out to the greenhouse, I can take the ones that don't have holes and use these with holes, and then I can top water all of these. I don't remember how many of those I did order. Greenhouse MegaStore also, if you ever want to try their products, I called them 2 years ago and asked them to send me a sample of these trays, because I wanted to touch it and see how flimsy it was before I actually invested money into it. And they did, which I thought was really sweet of them. And that was before I had my businesses incorporated. So I literally just called them and told them that I was a gardener and I wanted to try their product before I actually purchased it, and they were very helpful. So keep that in mind if you ever order anything online like that, because if you're placing an investment order, which this was, I want to say this was right around $300 or $400, that's an investment, and it's tough because you don't know what you're getting, and if you don't truly love it when it shows up, how are you going to return that? It's hard. I've always wanted a soil blocker. I'm going to try a little bit of soil blocking this year. That's for a whole nother video. This is the netting. I use a lot of this netting for trellising melons and beans, but you can see that. This is 48 inches by 328 feet. So there is a ton of netting in here, which is fantastic, so that I can grow some melons and cucumbers and beans. I believe I got 2 sizes of the cups. I bet you this is what this is. Yeah, these are the bigger cups. So I have the tinier cups, which is a 3 inches. I think these are 4 inches, but perfect size. So it's actually like the same size as this one. But see how flimsy that is? You can like blow your nose with this one. This one's a lot more thick and sturdy. So these are the ones that you can actually reuse. So I got those 2 different sizes, but that's a whole box of those. I just believe I got 2 boxes of the same thing for both size cups. Yeah, that's what that is. Yep, that's the small cups. So small cups, big cups, big cups, big cups. And I believe this is the trays. Awesome. So it was these. I didn't get as many of the small ones for the small cups as I did the big ones. This is for the big ones. There we go. And this will hold 18 of the larger cups. So these will fit in here. Just like that. So 18 will fit in there, and they will also fit into a 10 by 20 just like that. So happy that I got my stock. So guys, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Again, this is from Greenhouse MegaStore. They have an office in California. They also have an office here in the Midwest in Chicagoland area. It's about 3 hours from Chicago south. But I'm really excited to get my inventory so I can start designing a layout of what I'm going to do here in my grow room here in the basement. I'll give you a tour of that later down the road. All of my green rooms here in the basement, my grow rooms, have been collectively gathered supplies over the last 5 years. Shop lighting and light bulbs I've gotten for free off of Facebook. Not a lot of money went into this. The lumber that I have, that I've purchased to build the shelves that you'll see in the future videos, none of that lumber was paid full price. I've gotten all my lumber at discounted prices because I purchased the lumber that's kind of wonky and has curves in it because I'm not drywalling a wall. Like, I'm not hanging drywall. I don't need them laser precise straight. So I will get the discounted lumber to build my shelves. To take some shop lights and turn them from a hardwire operation to a plug-in operation, I just go to the thrift shops and buy extension cords and cut the ends off the extension cords and splice them together and protect them really well with electrical tape, and that's how I use my shop lights. Some of them, the ballasts are out and bad, and that's fine. I got rid of them. But I wanted to share with you some of the tips and tricks that I've used to have this operation here in my basement. And every year, I grow close to 2,000 plants here in my basement. I have 4 very large gardens that I'm growing food for the food pantries in my community. And also I sell a bunch of plants, and I have several people that actually love my plants, and they buy plants from me every year. I have a little kind of plant cult following, which is amazing because they're very supportive. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you become a fan of Greenhouse MegaStore. They have everything on their website, so take a look at them. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I did finally save up, and I've shopped around for different supplies, and this was the best quality for the money that I had. So I hope it helped you out in any way. And if it did, if you learned anything in my video today, please hit the subscribe button. Become a subscriber. It's free for you, and it helps me out in the long term. Also, share my video. If you think anybody that you know might need my information that I'm sharing, please share it with somebody else. And then for those that have come back to my channel and you are subscribers, thanks for watching again. And for those of you that are new, I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you in the next video. You guys take care, and God bless.